What is going on, y'all? Podcast episode 95. Hope everyone's having a good day and hope everyone had a good weekend. It is Monday and I'm on my lunch break, so I'm not actually driving. Yeah, man, I hope everyone had a good weekend. It was definitely a hot one. As you can see, I got a little sun. We went to the Brickyard 400 in Indianapolis for the NASCAR race, and man, it was a good time. It really was. Wifey, my sister, and young Kai went, and it was a good time, man. Dude, we probably did like 8 miles of walking, and it was blazing hot the whole day. So we just kept having to reapply sunscreen and stay hydrated. Man, but got to meet a couple of my favorite drivers, Austin Dillon and Carson Hocevar. But I did also, my favorite driver, Chase Elliott. Shout out to the young guy that was able to get his autograph for me, man. So it was, man, I will say it just was an awesome day. It really was. I love NASCAR. There's something about it. It's just powerful. Just watching it, it's fun. It's exciting, and to be there in person, and it's a whole different feeling than just watching it on TV. So, man, I'm already excited for next year. But yeah, man. So we that was yesterday, and you know, Friday and Saturday we didn't do too much. Just kind of hung out with the fam and kind of took it easy. So some music updates. I do have a new song dropping this Friday. It's gonna be called Buck Hunter, and yeah, man, we're definitely excited about it. It's a fun one. It's a summer song for sure, and will be on the new album. The new album is called Cruize, and I don't have an exact release date yet, but I'm hoping soon. We are also working on a second album, and it's something, man. It's almost finished. I think I have like 2 more songs I have to finish getting mixed for that. That one's actually almost more finished than Crusader album, but I think the way that I want to release it, I want that one to come second and the new Crusader album to drop first. So we'll see, man. We'll see. If God has other plans, then we'll go that route. But man, episode 95, we got 5 more episodes, man, and we officially hit 100. My goal for the year was 100 episodes. Get to 100 episodes. So I'm almost there, man. We're 7 months into the year, almost 8. But yeah, it's crazy, man. When you do something consistently and you reach like you reach a goal within that consistency, it just kind of gives you some perspective, I think, more than anything. Yeah, it's cool that we're hitting 100 episodes, but just the perspective that I've been able to gain from this has helped me the most. I think before this podcast, I really kind of kept a lot of thoughts to myself. Wasn't really sure how to convey those. Didn't really have anybody to kind of talk to about these thoughts. And so, this was like the universe's way of like, hey, you can get all your thoughts out. They don't have to stay trapped in. And yeah, I mean, I feel like this podcast does exactly that, And a lot of times it's just me rambling. A lot of times it's just me kind of, mind shitting on a video. But I will say it definitely helps. So if it helps me, maybe it'll help somebody else. It don't have to be, for me, it don't have to be like the most professional podcast or anything like that. Just the fact that I'm able to talk out in the open and just let some thoughts out, it really does help me. So thank you, man. Thank you for allowing me, I guess, the opportunity to release these episodes. It definitely helps. And yeah, I hope to keep pushing past 100. Man, I recently spoke to a good friend of mine about resistance. And resistance, we believe, is the main reason for suffering, all suffering. The resistance of not letting go, you know? And, you know, the more I thought about that, the more it just hit home. Like, damn, what am I resisting, you know, in my life? What is it that I feel like I'm suffering on, or suffering about, or just something in my life that's causing me to suffer? But then even further, what is it that about that I'm resisting, you know? I'm in the process of rekindling an old relationship with an old friend. And the reason why is because I felt like I just never had peace over the way that the friendship kind of ended. And you know, this is somebody that I grew up with, and you know, we never had like a falling out or anything like that. We just kind of had distance. So recently I reached back out to him, and you know, I've lost his number, so I had to like dig deep for his number. I found it on an old like Google sheet that I had saved. So I texted him, just said, hey, you know, I've been thinking about you. No pressure to reach back out or anything like that. But I am open to rekindling, you know, an old friendship with you. And, you know, I didn't hear anything, and it you know, it's totally expected to not hear anything, because, you know, what a weird way to reach out. But I did actually write him, handwritten, a letter, and he did actually reach out to me, which is beautiful, man. And we got to talk for like an hour. But, you know, I definitely felt like not having that peace over, you know, how our friendship kind of just disappeared over the years. Not having that peace was kind of bringing me suffering. I just didn't feel good about it, you know, because this is somebody that I loved, somebody that I, like I said, grew up with, went on vacations together. And so to not have that peace in my life, it brought suffering, you know. It was always like, well, what if something happens? What if, you know, just what if? And I didn't want to keep going through life asking myself, what if? But then I dug deeper, you know. What was the reason for the suffering? Well, I kept resisting reaching out to him. I kept resisting it. For years, I would just be like, it's not, you know, maybe he doesn't want to hear from me. Maybe we just don't have anything in common anymore. And I just kept resisting reaching out to him. And, you know, and I realized, like, nah, I need to let go of that resistance. I needed to let go of that resistance and make the move, be a big person and reach out to him. And I felt like, you know, yeah, I could text him, I could give him a quick call, whatever. But that handwritten note, I felt like really kind of spoke my heart. So ultimately, I was resisting writing out how I felt about the situation because of whatever reason, that I thought maybe he would react in a certain way or whatever. And ultimately, he told me that, hey, this brought great joy. It, brought tears to my eyes reading this letter. And, and I don't have any expectations on how it's going to turn out or anything like that. I hope to build a friendship out of this that will last this time and not disappear. And one thing I wanted to make clear with him was like, hey, I don't want the only thing that we relate on is just the past. I want to build on the future and really connect, as men, as husbands, as fathers, as let's talk about God. Let's talk about our spiritual life, and we'll see, but talking with another friend about the this whole resistance thing and how it's the main root of suffering, it just really opened up my eyes like, damn, that is the reason for our suffering. It's just the fact that we resist. So I challenge you, what is it that you feel like is bringing your life some suffering? And it doesn't have to be a major thing. And then ask yourself, what are you resisting within that suffering? Is there something that you're just putting off, you're procrastinating over? And for me, like I said, it was just reaching out to him. And yeah, I felt like, that's one area of my life that I feel like I now, like the weight is off my shoulders and off my chest, and I can really breathe a little bit, and there's not so much pressure on that area of my life now. And I'm excited to see what else is kind of bringing me suffering, what else I might be resisting, I'm excited to face that resistance head on instead of continuing to let it beat me, I'm excited to face the resistance. I think we spend so much time resisting in our lives, but we don't realize that resistance isn't, just bringing us more comfort. It's bringing us suffering, and that's the main cause of our suffering. So I challenge you, face the resistance in some way. In some way. Face it. Face it head on. And I think it'll bring more peace. So that's my message for today. Gonna keep it nice and short. I gotta get back to work, but yeah, man, face the resistance. Like I said, new song dropping this Friday, August 1st. And then, yeah, man, it's going to be called Buck Hunter. So check it out. Stay tuned for the new album, Cruize, coming out very soon. And, yeah, Podcast 95. Much love. Peace.